Disclaimer. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes. Any comments made here are not the beliefs or views of the creator. It is also important to note that this video is not intended to offend anyone. With this in mind, continue watching if you wish. Otherwise, if you're someone who is easily offended, click off of this video. Now, here we go. My complaint about John Luzong. Can someone please translate whatever message John Luzong is trying to convey into something that I might better be able to understand, like Yiddish or that Bushman clicking language? As it stands, I have no idea whether John is seriously claiming that lying is morally justifiable as long as it's referred to as strategic deception, or if it's simply the case that he is champing at the bit for a chance to withhold information and disseminate half-truths and whole lies. First off, my love for people necessitates that I make the world safe for democracy. Yes, I face opposition from John. However, this is not a reason to quit but to strive harder. John wants us to emulate the White Queen from Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, who strives to believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Then again, even the White Queen would have trouble believing that John has an absolute right to be intolerant in the name of tolerance. I myself prefer to believe things that my experience tells me are true, such as that John is hopelessly in love with the sound of his own voice. It follows from this that he has a talent for inventing fantasy worlds in which the world is crying out to labor beneath his firm but benevolent heel. Then again, just because John is a prolific fantasist doesn't mean that governments should have the right to lie to their own subjects or to other governments. I'm sorry if I've gotten a little off track here, but John deserves an award, probably one that has the text, "for outstanding achievements in the spreading of isolationism," engraved beneath his name. This is worth noting because his malapert personal attacks are destroying the family as an institution. They are destroying our culture. They have already, for all practical purposes, destroyed our civic life. And they threaten to destroy our freedom to promote trust, a questioning attitude, and a receptiveness to raising issues. The significance of doing so is that if he gets his way, we will soon be engulfed in a dark age of mysticism and indescribable horror. That's why I'm telling you that a central point of John's belief systems is the notion that it is not only acceptable but indeed desirable to intimidate anyone who attempts to educate the public on a range of issues. Perhaps he should take some new data into account and revisit that notion. I think he'd find that trying to keep him from increasing people's stress and aggression is a sucker's game. No matter how hard we try to stop him, he'll always find some new way to focus too much on one side of the equation and not enough on the broader perspective of things. If you were to tell John that his few successes exhibit no tendency to be commensurate with innate capacity, he'd just pull his security blanket a little tighter around himself and refuse to come out and deal with the real world. Can you really blame me for suggesting that he trades in simplistic but telegenic jibes? Clearly, he alleges that the federal government should take more and more of our hard-earned money and more of our hard-won rights. How can he be so blind?